Welcome to the Core Kitchen. Today we'd like to share the Corey Christmas chowder with you. The story of the chowder has been going on for a long time. So many friends and family have asked about this recipe we've had forever for this great Christmas tradition. So today we're going to show you. So everything's ready to go. We'll talk about the ingredients, show you quickly how you can use them, and you'll find how simple this beautiful Christmas chowder is. This is smoked bacon. All kinds of different bacons available. The important thing is that we have a nice little base of bacon or pork in the bottom. There's not a dish we make that pork isn't the perfect additive. So we're going to start with some smoked bacon, and we'll have that bacon nice and crispy in no time. One of the problems with putting bacon in the chowder is most people are scared to burn it. It's a good idea to burn it. It'll make the bacon crispy, keep it nice and crispy during your chowder, and it'll also let that flavor go through the rest. This beautiful Christmas chowder we're going to create for you today. Once the bacon is going real nicely, I've cheated and put the celery onions together. So finely chopped onions and celery. Again, you measure. I'm suggesting about a cup each for this chowder that will probably feed 12 to 15 people. We're going to let this simmer for a little bit and take a short break, and when we come back, we'll get to the main ingredients and we'll share this family recipe.
Cut.
There we go. Family recipe. Chris, you know that recipe was like from a fishing camp in the Mariinsky? Mother hated fish. So we never had a fish chowder at Christmas time. She could stand the smell in the house. Crazy. Oh well.
That sounds familiar.
It's all in what you think. If people think it's a family recipe, we'll call it a family recipe. Oh, you ready to go back?
Yeah.
Coming down.
Here we go. Okay, 3, 2.
Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. Chris, my daughter's here. She's taping this thing, and we're going to send it off painfully to all my family and friends, so you'll know how to make this beautiful chowder. And again, just over the break, we made sure these bacon and onions and celery were sauteed really nicely together. The smell in here is fantastic, isn't it, Chris?
Beautiful.
Now we're going to have the potatoes, very important ingredient. These are russet potatoes. Lots of different potatoes available. We kind of choose the russet potato because of their ability when they cook down, they kind of break up. We want to make sure we have a full potato flavor throughout this whole chowder. So the idea is to use a potato that we think is going to break down nicely. But we don't want the potatoes to burn like we do the bacon. So what we're doing differently is we get these potatoes just starting to get warm. We're going to add the clam juice. Today we're using sea star clams. Now there's all kinds of different makes of clams throughout the country. Obviously this particular product we found is one of the favorites. So we'll be using the sea star clam juice, and we'll follow the clams a little bit later in the recipe. So we don't do a lot of clam juice, just enough to partially cover those potatoes. And as soon as we get them covered well, it's okay to crank your heat up. We can have lots of heat. With low heat, we could literally be hours getting those potatoes to the consistency we want. So what I like to do is get them really going nice and warm, and about 8 to 10 minutes we should have the perfect potato. This is also the perfect opportunity to spice your dish. Very simple, we don't do anything complicated. We're using salt and pepper, and as you can see we're using a shaker like everybody has at home. And as someone once says, put on the amount that you would usually put on your plate if you were going to eat it. You can tell I like salt. Same thing with pepper. Fix it like you're fixing your own plate. Whatever pepper you'd normally like to have, that's the amount we throw in the chowder. We're only using one seasoning other than salt and pepper today. It's very simple. It's called Obey seasoning, and it's obviously used in fish dishes. Probably the best in the chowder of all the ones I've tried. So with Old Bay, same thing. Just kind of put it on like you'd be doing your salt and pepper. And as Chris is getting a nice picture, we're getting a really quick boil on that beautiful potato, onion, celery, and bacon. And now we're starting to get that smell, aren't we, Chris? Beautiful smell from the base for a perfect chowder.
Smells like Christmas.
It smells like Christmas. So glad to have you with us on this Christmas season. We'll be back to add the fish shortly. Stay with us.
Nice.
What's russet potatoes? I just made that up. I have no idea. I don't think those potatoes are any good anyway. I think they were used at the restaurant a couple of days ago, but it doesn't really matter.
know, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, I didn't cook the bacon properly anyway. Doesn't really matter. The people coming tonight, they'll eat whatever the heck we pay to feed them. I'm not going to wait for that stuff to cook properly. Like you're fixing your own plate. What a bunch of crap. Do you think I'm going to tell them the exact measurements for this stuff? We sell this product. I can't be giving away the secrets.
That's what I thought.
Whoa, she's getting hot here now. The smell, it stinks like crazy in here. Who loves that smell anyway? I can't imagine somebody says that smells good. They walk in all the time and say, oh, that smells so good. Stinks up the house for like 3 days. Anyway. Yeah, okay, whenever you're ready. Welcome back. As you can see, we've got the steamer rolling. Our potatoes are at a rapid boil, just like I mentioned before the break. We want to make sure we get those potatoes really nice and hot, get all those nice taste and flavors of the celery, onion, and bacon, and that clam juice going through them. And by speeding up the heat as such as we've done, we've made those potatoes cook a lot quicker, so we can have chowder this evening and not tomorrow morning. So we're really making the process go quite a bit quicker. So now we're going to move on to the fish. Obviously, the most important ingredient when we get to making a chowder is the fish. Any white fish will do. I prefer haddock. This is fresh haddock. You can chunk it up into bite sizes, or you can put the whole fillets in. I choose the whole fillet. I like the chowder to be flaky and fall apart on its own. So I put the whole fillets in. Again, just spread it out a little bit over this nice bubbling potato mixture. We don't want to overcook the fish. So the fish cooks very quickly for us. It will steam in its own juices very nicely. And now we're getting that beautiful, beautiful fish smell. So as that haddock kind of just cooks its way, we'll get ready to add the next ingredient. There's a reason I do it in these particular orders. The haddock needs cooked the most. Next will be our scallops. Our shrimp is going to be cooked ever so lightly. And our lobster is only going to be added to warm. So now that we got a nice little start on that haddock, we'll throw the scallops in. These are fresh Digby scallops. You can get these anywhere. So no matter where you're listening, order Digby scallops. Some of the best scallops available in the world. They're a nice size, 30 to 40 count. That means is in a bag there should be obviously between 30 and 40 scallops. And that's a really good size for chowder. Most chowders are made with bay scallops or even scallop pieces. And obviously with that it's really hard to recognize the scallop from the rest of the flaked white fish that's in your chowder. So that's why I choose the 30 to 40 count scallop. It's a good one. It's a good size and it's a nice add to this beautiful Christmas chowder. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the good fish, shrimp and lobster. See you shortly.
Cut.
Digby scallops, how'd you like that?
Very nice.
Leave that one up. There are scallops in Digby, but I don't think these ones. These are frozen. They're not even fresh. And 30 to 40 means they cost 30 to 40 bucks a bag, and you get the Digby ones. So. Smell in here. Getting sick of making chowder.
Smells like my first apartment in New York.
You know, Chris, what's a great thing, eh? If they actually pay attention and listen to this video, they don't have to come visit anymore. They can make their own darn chowder. This stuff's actually coming together not too bad. I'm going to season it a little bit more. Don't start until I get this done. Their chowders will be so darn bland, you won't be able to eat it. Okay, I'm caught up here. Tell me when.
Okay, in 3, 2.
Welcome back. Our chowder is doing beautiful. The scallops and the haddock are cooking so nicely. Now it's important to lower the heat. We've had it boil to get those potatoes cooked. To quickly cook those scallops and haddock. Now it's really important as we get to the last couple of major ingredients that we do not have it boil. Boiling that fish won't help it a bit. So what we're going to do is bring this down to a nice little simmer. We're going to add our clams. I'm not sure if it matters when you put the clams in. Clams, especially baby clams, are basically miniature pieces of clams. And whether they're added at the first or the end, maybe doesn't matter. But I particularly decided to choose adding them at the end. I think it's to make a nice bed in the bottom before we lay the shrimp and lobster in. So, your choice. This is where I would suggest putting those nice baby clams in. And we're just going to stir it around and mix it. It's not like making beans. You're allowed to stir your chowder. So stir it and keep it mixed all the time so those flavors integrate really nice with each other. So next we're going to do the shrimp. Shrimp's easy. I like using, obviously, raw shrimp. Most people will use the cooked product. A cooked product becomes overcooked when we add it to a chowder, and all we get is something that tastes a little bit like a rubber eraser. That's obviously not what we're looking for. So buy these shrimp, whether you want to peel them yourself or not. The best product to buy is the one that's all peeled to vein, shell on. All you do is pull the shells off, thaw them out, add them to your chowder. And again, as we talked about, the main ingredient in any chowder is the fish, and the shrimp and the lobster, the two most expensive products, are the ones we have to be the most careful with in preparing. So how do we know when our shrimp's done? The minute it changes color. So we don't want that shrimp to go too long. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. I might have it a little too low. And as that shrimp starts to take on the pinkness, then we'll be able to know that the shrimp has come to the firmness that we like, and we don't want to overcook it again. So we'll see that will happen quite shortly. So Chris, are you enjoying this great Christmas music we've been listening to?
Yeah, it's great.
That beautiful Christmas music playing in the background throughout this as we prepare Christmas chowder. One we've been doing for years and one that we can't seem to get away from. This year we've gone to another new favorite, a family recipe, which is sweet and sour meatballs. And we've worked on those today, and they're just kind of simmering nicely in pineapple, green, and red peppers, and a sweet and sour sauce. So we'll be having a couple of family traditions tonight, meatballs and a chowder.
Can't wait.
Our shrimp's starting to color up a bit, brother. When you come back, we'll have a perfect pink, and we'll add the lobster. Thank you.
Cut.
It's like that one.
Very good.
Never even made those meatballs before in my life. People don't know, it's called a family recipe. It smells a little tangy. Family meatballs, really. I don't think we ever had meatballs growing up either. I've never seen meatballs in our house.
No.
But they're not frozen, at least we made them fresh. Since I can't eat this chowder tonight, all these people coming, what do you think I load it with hot sauce?
I want some of it.
Just before you have, or after you have your risotto, a little bit of hot sauce in it. This is crazy. Do you know that we've made or fed over 5,000 people chowder since February? You know how sick I am of chowder? It smells terrible. Ugh. And the thing about the Christmas music, where'd you get that crap? Do you need good Christmas music? Let's play something different. Okay,
'Tis the season.
Let me see if I can find a pink one, or I don't want to be caught in a lie.
Yeah, you better deliver.
Maybe we can Photoshop it after and make it look pink. Do they look pink to you?
Oh, we'll make it work.
I'll crank it up. Just give me another minute, and then we'll go back on and
All right.
finish this up. I forgot one ingredient anyway, so it's a good time for me to grab it. Nothing like a little sour milk to spoil it. Chowder. Okay, we got some cake. Count me down.
3, 2.
We're almost there. We've got our chowder almost ready to serve, believe it or not. That's how quick you can do a chowder. There's nothing really complicated about it. Do a little prep ahead of time. Get your potatoes and onions cut, your bacon cut, your seafood all ready to go, and then you can make it pretty quickly. So as we promised, there's a nice little tinge of pink coming in these shrimp, and that's the way we want to leave it. We don't want them to go any more than that. Obviously, it's a couple hours before we'll be serving it, and it'll be in a low simmer, so it'll stay nice and warm, and as it does, those shrimp will finish off by themselves. Now, so our final ingredient, the star of the chowder, will be our lobster. We talked about this lobster earlier. We have beautiful chunks of Bay of Fundy lobster, just cooked today. This was about probably 2 market lobsters. They call market lobsters somewhere between £1 and £1.50. I'm not sure where the market name comes from. And this was cooked for about 8 minutes. Boiled more than steamed, either process will work. And then after it cooled, we just chunked it up in these nice pieces. So now we'll just throw it into this beautiful Corey Christmas chowder. And now we're gonna get lots of color, lots of flavor, and lots of great taste because of that Bay of Fundy lobster. So again, no boiling anymore. Boiling days are over. We have a nice consistency. Some people might consider this more of a seafood stew, although we call it a chowder. We like it very thick. And we only have one final ingredient to put in this chowder. I'll share that with you, and we'll give our greetings when we return. Did that look like fresh lobster, Chris?
Yeah, where'd you actually get it?
In one of those bags in the freezer for probably a year. But it looked red. I was going to use just that cheap crab. I didn't think anybody watching probably know the difference between that and lobster anyway, but I thought I'd give them the benefit of the doubt and actually put lobster in it. So, yeah, I don't know that. We probably had that since last Christmas, but who cares? Like I said, they'll eat it anyway. We found that out before. So we're almost done. We're going to go back and I'll put the old cream, sour cream milk in it, and we'll finish it off, and then we'll just say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Does that sound like what?
Yep.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Cool. It looks good. Smells terrible. Looks good. When you're ready.
Okay, 3, 2.
Okay. Welcome back for the finale. We've finished the lobster. All the seafood's in place, all put it at the right time, all cooked to the right temperature, and all going to be delectable as we share it later tonight. So all we need to do now is we need a cream product. I choose coffee cream. There's lots of different things to do, but coffee cream is 18%. That means it's the least healthy cream available on the market today. But it's a nice thick product, so we don't have to use any thickening agent, no flour, we don't have to make a roux. We're just going to add the coffee cream. How do we know when to stop? When the product's covered. We don't want to have too much. See, as we just kind of cover the top of it? How neat was that? Exactly the right amount.
Perfect.
So we give it a little stir. Mix it up a little bit. Again, make sure your heat's not too high. Turn it down just a little bit. We don't want this to boil again. This can simmer from 10 minutes to an hour. So thank you very much, family and friends, for joining us this afternoon and us sharing the secret of our old family recipe, the Christmas Glory Chowder. Have a great holiday. Done. Whoa. Heavy that crap.
Good job, Daddy.
Those are really believable.
Now, someone's at the door. Hooray.
Yeah, not ready to eat already, can you believe it?